Can I mix this paint sample exactly using only 2 colors, plus black and white? Let's find out. Now, color can be easily separated into 3 parts, the first of which is hue. And hue just means, is it green, is it blue, is it purple? Obviously, we have this really nice fall color here. So I'm gonna grab whatever looks most like this, and I see red the most in there. So grab a little bit of this red, and obviously it needs to be a little bit more on the orange side. So I'll take some of this yellow ochre as well. But this is gonna be a lot more complicated than just doing that and then putting it on. That might be close, but we're going for exact here. Here it is without any glare. And to me, it feels a little bit too strong. It feels like it's too orange. And that takes us to our second component of color, which is saturation. Seems like we put a little bit too much of that fiery red in there. So saturation can be just thought of how close something is to gray. So we could just literally add gray to that. I'll add a little bit of black. There's nothing to fear with black. People get super scared of it ruining all your paints. And a little bit of white. And we might have went too gray here, but that's okay. We can just base our next guess off of where we've landed from here. Let's try that out. Okay, we've gone too far in the opposite direction, but that's all right. There's nothing to fear. We'll just throw a little bit of red back into here and a little bit of yellow. We're basically just bumping that saturation back up. Let's try again. And we're much closer now. The final component of color is value. So it's hue, saturation, and value. Value is just how light or how dark something is. This one, if we squint our eyes, it actually blends in pretty well, meaning we're probably pretty on with the value. We're not too far off. I think we need a little bit of saturation, so a little bit of red and a slight amount more brightness. And I'm gonna maybe put in a little bit more yellow. Let's try that. Ooh, we're there, but it still feels a little bit too gray. We're close though. I think it's clear when I squint my eyes, this is a tiny fractional amount brighter than the background. So let's add a little bit of white into here and a little bit of yellow, since our yellow I think is a bit brighter than we have already. Touch more saturation. Touch, touch, touch. Maybe too much. We just don't want to get too brazen and add a ton of one color. The nice thing about oil paints is that anything can be fixed. Haha, look at that. That is pretty darn close. If you squint your eyes, that completely disappears except for that little edge there. I wonder if we can get closer though. I think that it's a fractional amount too dark and a fractional amount too red. So a little bit of white, a little bit of yellow. You can see just the tiny amount I'm pulling onto my bristles here. I wanted to lay down this final brush stroke with a soft brush, so I just whipped up a little bit more paint. Let's put it down. And I don't think you can see it. I think that paint is gone. I don't know where it went. That's how you mix color.